2 p.m. Saturday the 6th of December. 807,261 added another 12,000 and something parts. Still one order to go, but it is 2 o'clock and I am knackered. So still that large one overseas, so that's another 10,000 parts to go in before we even get to the part out stuff, which mind-blowing. Quite a lot of reallocation required throughout the store as a result of that. 2 orders have come in the interim, but look at this. This was in one of the orders. I didn't order it, but it was in one of them. I've never seen one of these before. This is a brick separator and a half, isn't it? It's legit Lego. I've never seen that one before. I was going to have a look online because it's a new one on me. Anyone else got? When were they released? I mean, where do they come from? That is a totally new one. So, brick separator. Let's have a look. Oh, there it is. Brick separator wide. Oh, they're worth a fortune. Not that I'm selling it. It's the only one I've got. Yeah, that's cool. Nice. So, thank you for including that. I can't remember which order it was in now. Oh, my mind is going. But I have kind of got the vlog almost ready. It is uploading in the background. So that's another job ticked off for today. I did have a lot more jobs that I wanted to get done, and it's only 2 o'clock, so I might have a bit of a break and then come back to it later on. I want to sort out those cupboards at the back with sets that are going to the storage unit tomorrow, and obviously these parts need to go into the store tomorrow just to even us up. There was a little bit of overflow kind of stuff as per usual. I haven't tackled that at all until I've done this one. Then I can see exactly where we're at. But other than that, we're into it. We've used some of the new 2L containers. We've used 4 of them. So I've got a whole load more of those slopes coming, so I'm making room. A whole pile of dark orange log profiles, load of tan kind of things that you might get on Harry Potter type castles, and a whole load of white 2x2 slopes. So they are filling up that little bit. Meanwhile, round on the other side, we are into this row. So there's 1 and a bit remaining. Obviously there's 4 more of these on the way to go in here. 2 on that side, 2 on this side. So plenty more room for that. And yeah, I have a feeling that by kind of early January we will be hitting some substantial numbers, certainly well on way to the 1 million mark, which is obviously the goal, isn't it? Well, it's the first goal, and then we'll see what happens, won't we? Anyway, that's it. I should be back later on when I've got something more interesting to talk about. Just gone 3:20 and I have been busy. Let's get the ladder. This is what we need. Been kind of rationalizing sets and things like that. Bear with me a second. It's been a while since we've had the ladder. Whoa! Here we go. Oh, Christ, nearly fell off it already. Okay, so everything has been rationalized up here, and as you can see, there's heaps of room. Those are going to be for instructions and overflow. We've got a whole bunch of brickheads at the back there. Other kind of Ninjago cities, more brickheads. Some gift with purchases. Year of the Dragon, Fortnite, some more brickheads. Got one of them. We've got a bunch of space. Oh no, I haven't. I've taken them out. I'm going to part those out. What's that? That is a record player. We've got that. Yeah. So all of that staying in the store, so to speak. Climb down the ladder. Move the ladder. Oh man, it's quite warm now. But in here, everything's changed. So this is all for parting out. So we've got a whole pile of those coffee carts, got a whole pile of those Knights things. We've got a bunch of Sonic things. Let's think about what we're doing with those. We've got African Savannah. We've got a couple more Savannahs down the bottom there underneath the Sonics. Got a whole bunch of those Fortnites, a mountain of red spacemen. We got some Phantom Menace. We've got those to part out. We've got this ballerina to part out, and then these sets are singles to part out or build, depending on how I feel about them moving forward. Everything else is going to the storage unit. Oh, there's snails under there as well. All of them can just be parted out, I reckon. So yeah, a good bit of sorting has been done. Whew. All right, that's it for the day, I reckon. I think it's probably time to retire to the pub. So I shall see you tomorrow, which will be Sunday, so technically the start of the week as the vlogs go, but you know, this is kind of rolled at the moment. I do want to make inroads into these instructions during the week, so that's on my list. And tomorrow I'm going to try and get to this minifigure Pizzala or whatever it's called, which is a Perth Lego user group event, and try and hunt down some of those minifigures for the display. So that's it. I shall catch you tomorrow. It's Sunday morning, 7th of December, 8:18 a.m, 9 orders to post and already picked. Yep, we've gone all Pop's Block Shop again and we're at it, crack of dawn. So 9 orders picked. One of them kind of one of those orders that you kind of roll your eyes at, but we'll get to that one. Domestic letter Jenga with a whole load of red and black kind of stuff. Always makes me think of Speed Champions, but it could be a first order something or other as equally. 20 of those dark reddish brown even slopes, and then a whole load of other bits and pieces, including a typewriter W. So that could be someone rebuilding that set, maybe. Green Technic connectors, I think. Black all the way in that one. Nice little dark tan stuff going on there, and a surfer's torso. Clearing me out of 2x4 black bricks and 5 of the 16x16 base plates in that one. That being the highest value order today, and getting the tile. Curious kind of, I don't know, it has a kind of a modular feel to it, but because of the parts, but they're not really. So it could be anything. Could be a brick head with the amount of those bricks with bricks on the studs on the side, but it could be anything. This one is the one that you roll your eyes at, kind of 300 and something parts, but 174 lots. I actually picked it really quickly. I was thinking that could take me an hour on its own, but maybe it was more like 30 minutes, something like that. So that was a really decent pick. And then the one that has come in this morning whilst picking is a small order for just some light blue, grey and black parts. And that's that. Yeah, message from Part Out Patrol number 2, who is ready for his next batch. So that's a bit of a pickup today amongst everything else that we're trying to do today. But yeah, we'll head over there and pick up at some point and drop off new sets. He's looking for 5,000 parts after a bit of a period of time where he was easing back, wanting to ease back as well. I hasten to add, he's asked for 5,000 parts. So have a little think about. I'm thinking that and that, maybe get these 2 big ones out of the way, and then maybe some other bits and pieces. But yeah, that is what we are at the moment. Maybe that African Savannah, that would be, that's 287, so let's say 3, 6, 9, 12, 18, 15, 18, that's 2,000 parts heading on for there on its own. So yes, that could be good. We've got those space stations to part out as well. Maybe something a little bit festive, keep the vibe going. But yeah, I'm gonna have to get some more sandwich bags as well, because I'll tell you the amount of sandwich bags I've used, because I haven't done anything with that big monster bag of part outs yet. That is a job for in the week. So that is where we're at. Statistically, we're slightly down on November's kind of trekking on all metrics, but maybe that's kind of just time of year and everything. We are 4.9 sales per day, whereas we were kind of 5.4 last month. Anyway, that's where we're at. I'll get the postage done a little bit later on. Obviously post office is shut, even though there are deliveries today. Something is coming, and the big effort is getting those parts into the store, as I keep saying but not doing. So I'm going to crack on with my day, and I'll catch you up with the bits and pieces as it happens. So here we have it, Sunday morning. This is what it's all about, isn't it? Kind of deep blue ocean all the way and all the way that way. Fair few surf life-saving clubs things going on, but yeah, this is the life, isn't it? Bit of just R&R. Yeah. That little shack up there, that's Floriat Beach. There's a nice cafe there. And further down is City Beach, which you've probably seen it once or twice before on the vlogs. But anyway, all those people are not usually here, but that's all right. That's what matters, and it is quite stunning. Heading back now, and I've walked along the beach for a couple of K. Heading back, and then gonna head to the lockup. So I'll catch you up there once I've tried to make sense of the craziness and the mess that's in there. Okay, so at the storage unit, as you can see, it is getting busy in there. A lot of box things. We've got Rivendell, a couple of those. We've got Django Slaves, that's the recent one. UCS ones, all boxed up, protected. Lions Knights Castle, more UCS. So old school, stop it for the set numbers if you're that keen. Viking Village is snuck away in there, a whole lot of sets in that one. Helmets, all the helmets in that one, apart from the ones I don't have, obviously. Some more stashed down there. Tudor Corner House modulars, Medieval Town Square modular. More, these are the boxes that I've just added in there, and then we've got some more UCS stroke big sets modulars over there. So yeah, it's getting a bit kind of stacked up. My two favourite droids, and then we've got this kind of 40 litre containers that are stuffed full of other sets that I need to build eventually. UCS just loose, modulars all broken down in those ones, and then at the bottom a whole load of random stuff that needs sorting one day, but as if, and that's it. What a beauty that is looking, isn't it? Alright, back from the lockup. This is today's part out. The inventory's not yet on Bricklink, but I used that trick for rebrickable, so that was cool. 9 of those, 4,720 and 175 lots, which is good. I brought back the TIE Fighter pilot helmet to build. There's been a couple of orders, one of them a huge 3,000 parts. A couple of parcels have been delivered. There's the tray for 60 something, isn't it? And I brought back a box of mini boxes as well. So it's 1:05. I'm going to print out my minifigure sheet, put my phone on charge, jump in the shower, then head over to the minifigure Pazala, whatever it's called, and then check that out for a little bit before I go and drop this off / pick up the last batch of sets. Yeah, so that's where we're at. As ever, it's chaos, isn't it? Kind of decent kind of sort out at the lockup. That was good. Did make some room, which was much needed, but there's a lot to do with the rest of today, and I have not put these parts in yet, so today could go on for a little while yet, but we'll see how we crack on. Okay, where am I? I don't know, South Como or something like that. Beautiful jacaranda trees. South Perth Community Centre is the location for the minifig Pazula or whatever it's called. It's over there somewhere. I went to the wrong place first time round. I went to hospital first. Definitely not what we needed. But here we are. Open Astrology Day. Jeez, it's all on here, isn't it? So let's dive in and go and have a look. Okay, full on. Kind of, most of these came from, well, all of these came from 3 sellers only. So one of the Part Out Patrol were there selling, so I bought these 4 for $20 from them. Really chasing this one, and we'll look at the prices later on. That one was 100. It's got Bo-Katan, a whatever trooper that is. We've got Bodhi, and we've got the Forces with me and with the Force pairing, although he doesn't have his backpack. That was on, and on the version of Bodhi, so that was just incorrect. This one, the entire crew of the Ghost, is it? Apart from Sabine, but they've put in a Mandalorian in there, but it's the, including the Ezra with the helmet, Zeb, Chopper, Kanan and Hera. That was listed at 35 when I approached the table. Some guy picked it up, had a look at it, put it back down, and they realised what they'd done and quickly repriced it to a staggering 150. So I mean, Zeb is worth that alone. And then this one was a bit more expensive. We've got Krennic, we've got a Shore Trooper, we've got an Ahsoka, we've got a couple of, we've got an Inquisitor. That one I paid $250 for. So $250. Yeah, look, I've spent over $500 on minifigures, but I think I've got a good bargain. So I'll check it out when I get home. Okay, so this is the little 4 figures that I picked up from Part Out Patrol number 1. Young lad just selling some of his minifigures, so nice. 2 of them in order, so Poe Dameron, who I've now forgotten to put in the spreadsheet. 1 second while we just get it up there. Ooh, where's the camera? There it is. Minifigure. There he is. We'll just give him current inventory average. Not too bad. So we've got SW0658 and SW0624, who is the ATDP pilot Imperial Combat Trooper. And then the other 2 figures were all kind of mixed up parts, so I've just broken those down. So $20 for the lot, and its current inventory average is coming in at $69.69. Way! So that one's not a bad win. This is the figure that I was hunting for. I'm going to break down all the others and put them in as parts, but yeah, nice. Okay, second batch. I think I paid 100 for this one. Sadly, that's not the right head for that, but given he'll have his helmet on, it doesn't matter. Baze Malbus is missing his backpack, which is small parts, but again, not end of the world. Bo-Katan, decent, all there and accounted for. Bodhi Rook, again, doesn't have his backpack. He does have the reddish brown thing, but what did remind me is, like, how does this one differ from Kanan's black hair? And then finally Chirrut Imwe, all present and accounted for. Some spares on the weapons front, but all 5 of these are for the display, but $100 purchase price. Current inventory average is $193.40, so a good win there. Okay, so this is the one that got away almost, isn't it? So like I said, originally these were all in a sandwich bag with $35 written on it. A guy before me scooped it up, studied it, and then put it down again. I'd only just spotted it, and I was like, oh, there's Zeb. That's what I came for. Anyway, $35 soon turned into, they repriced it for $150 for the lot. Just take that in. So current inventory average for this lot is 488. So it's Ezra with a hairpiece and his helmet, so I'm not sure it comes with both, but anyway. Kanan, who I could actually just swap the hairpiece for a black one for the display. No problem. Chopper, Zeb. Zeb costs more than this entire crew. And Hera, as well as a random Mandalorian who is missing his cape. And there were some random odds and sods spare parts, but they can get biffed. So yeah, wowzers. And final group for which I paid $250, so getting up there. We've got Omega, Tobias, Beckett, Biston. We've got Resistance Pilot, X-Wing. Got a Scarif, Stormtrooper, Shore Trooper. We've got another Hera. I bought this one before I saw the Ghost Crew. We've got oh, sorry, that one. Another Poe Dameron. Again, screwed that up. Got me pilots confused. We've got Pow. We've got Ahsoka as an adult. We've got the Grand Inquisitor. Director Krennic. He was $60. $60. Anyway, current inventory price for this lot is $540. So let's have a little look. Bear with me a second. $520 spent for a price of $1,292.86 worth of minifigures. Fantastic. Good work. Well done, me. Yeah, happy with that. So I've got no excuse then to get on with me display now. I've got another Ahsoka over there. Part outs done and dusted. Sticker sheets and everything all in there. Just let me hoik them out of there. What do we got? We've got the Lone Ranger set. We've got the Bonnie Rabbit, and we've got the Republic fighter tank in there. So that's another batch of parts. That is his second quickest pick, averaging 590 parts an hour on that one. I did put one of those orders away. Well, I put the 1x2 bricks away, but typically whilst I've been out and about, you just stare at that while I log in over here. Whilst I've been out and about, things have got a bit crazy. 5 orders, 3,602 parts. So yeah, that's kicked off on it. That's taken, proper grammatical English please, that has taken us to 41 for the week and 5.9 a day, which is continuing a decent pace. I didn't do any of the postage for this lot earlier on, so that's still to do. And then there's another, how many orders is that? I've forgotten already. Oh, my mind is minced. 5 orders to pick. I've got to put them away. Minifigures are looking good, but I already talked about that. I think I did, didn't I? God, ramble. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to pick some of these orders now. Trying to figure out, like, I can't get to the post office till Wednesday, and with my postal delivery service, aka the wife, out of the scene for a little while, it means that I'm kind of in between. So I could either go and do it at like a parcel drop type thing, or I could just hold them till Wednesday. And I'm thinking I'm just going to hold till Wednesday because the post is mental anyway, isn't it? So we'll see. By the time I've done all of this, kind of, we'll see what time it is, or if I get it all done, to be honest. Yeah. And I've also got parts that I need to... Oh, I tell you, I feel a little bit overwhelmed today. That's too much gadding about doing non-store activities has left me a little bit behind the 8 ball. So that's where we're at. I'm going to do some picking, maybe not all of it, but some of it, and then we'll have another check-in. Okay, picked. Epic. This one is very Christmassy. There's a robin and reds and greens, Christmas all the way on that one, I would say. One of those, interesting, probably some kind of Republic thing. This one's kind of got a whole mixture of parts. I'm not sure if that screen was just dimmed for some reason then. Anyway, yeah, a whole lot of those 2x6 tiles and other bits and pieces, kind of a mixture of new and used. The 3000 part one is a whole load of them. You get the idea. I'm going with a forest scene. That one getting the tile, obviously, epic. And Connor with another order, 30 of those tiles with studs and some other bits and pieces in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 on the bench to do the postage. It is gone 6 o'clock. What a day. I've not put any parts in. Oh, I almost forgot. And those plates, there's 2 of those and 2 of those go in. So nice. Finding a box for those is always the challenge, but anyway, we'll worry about that in a minute. That's us done. Anyway, I'm going to do the postage, get these all done, but at 6 o'clock need to have something to eat first, and then I'll come back and finish up. Okay, it is 7:30, so that makes this a 13-hour day so far. Total upload for the week, 36,596. Not too bad at all. Did take the parcels to the parcel locker, although the parcel locker was too full to fit all of them in, so I've still got 4 of them sitting in my bag, so those will be a tomorrow job. I need to find a box for these old school base plates. That's not a big deal, but one for me to consider tomorrow. Another one of those instances where Brick Freedom tells me I have none left, but then when I go and check my actual Bricklink file store, I've got 199 of those still left. So that one to pick up for collection at some point, no doubt. And we've got trays everywhere. They can all come back over this way. I'll just walk it up and down like a tool, aren't I? Yeah, the chaos is real. Okay, I haven't done the wanted list stuff. I'm just a little bit over it for today. It has been a big day. I need to find where those belong before I do anything, because I have put that file in the store. 1 second. Where is it? There it is. 1168. Come with me. The final act of the day. 1168. And there's more that's going to fit in there, so I'm going to have to reallocate them. Sod's law. That'll keep till tomorrow. Okay. Nothing went in the store today. Time just ran away. It's a total mess over here, but the minifigures are shaping up nicely for the display, aren't they? We've got a couple of Ahsokas here, that's decent. We've got the Bad Batch crew, Sol Guerrera, you name it, they're all in there. So that's looking decent, isn't it? That might be this week's vlog cover, to be honest. That could be good, wouldn't it? Oh, Krennic, can't believe it. Krennic for a steal. Beautiful. All right, I shall see you back here tomorrow for Monday. It will be week 50 of the year. I'm not sure how this works out, but anyway, it's going to be week 50, which is quite something, isn't it? Anyway, I'll see you back here. Okay, it's Monday evening, just before 5 o'clock. There's only been one order in overnight, and that is it. Definitely got a Republic fighter tank feel about it, of some variety anyway, or a dropship, could be, don't know. Anyway, those hard to find curvy dark red bits and some other bits and pieces, lovely order. What's to update on? Parcels have arrived, including the drawers, the new drawer units, so those will make an appearance shortly. I am just going to dash to the post office before it closes, post that one and get a box for those ones, and then it's going to be putting parts in. At bloody last, parts going in. So I went to the post office, complete with box written on my hand, dropped off the parcels that I didn't manage to get the parcel locker last night, plus that one picked, and promptly forgot about getting a box because there were 8 parcels to collect, all of which are parts. So they are all downstairs because I just don't have room up here, plus that one, plus this pile. So this is 10,500 parts. This is all I'm putting in the store tonight, and then I'm knocking it on the head. Just trying to not overdo it so that I don't lose enthusiasm for this as we work through it, because I've got to clear all of those 8 parcels plus anything else that arrives before I can even get into the part out bag. Yeah, so yeah, I'm just going to get on with this, and then I'll show you when I'm done. Nothing to see really, but as you can see, it is beautifully packaged. This will please Shannon, because I know he likes to wind me up about how parcels come with things mixed up and how I'm a lazy git and don't like sorting them out. But as you can see, there's heaps and heaps. There are 83 different lots in there, so some volume on things as well, which would be great. Anyway, I need to get all of these parts in as soon as I can, so that I can capitalize on having spent way more than I've made. But that's the nature of the business, isn't it? Speculate to accumulate as we push towards these new heights. So I'm going to get stuck into it. It is 10 to 6, so I've had my dinner. Let's get on with it. 5 minutes later, but I've unpacked everything, so I thought this might be more interesting. Starts off a bit pathetic and then gets going. So we've got dark tan, we've got a little bit of yellow, a little bit of dark green, a little bit of red, a little bit of dark red, a little bit of trans clear, a pile of black, all sorts in there. Just basics, to be honest. This is a basics restock. White, not so much of that. Light blue grey, you can't tell that I have a lot of Star Wars bias, can you? Dark blue grey, love that. Reddish brown, interesting, and then tan. So that is 10,500 parts. It is a lot to unpack, but I'm up for it. 6 o'clock. Let's see how long this takes me. Put away 6:45, so 45 minutes to put away 10,500 parts. That's what we're talking about. That's damn sight quicker than parting out. Anyway, good stuff. Sending out notification. Let's have a look what that does to the store total, because it's the start of a new week. We're at 803,000 at the start of the day, and I don't see that having changed really. 814,496, and we've gone up 1 lot. That should have been more. I'm sure that was 2 lots. Anyway, yeah, I mean, that's a telltale sign really that it was only 2 new lots. Really, this was a restock at more than 100% profit on the parts, which again makes good sense. I haven't done anything further with that. There is a whole bunch of other orders that I need to be doing, but the last job I'm going to do today, is it the last job, or am I going to do that job as well? Oh, think about it. Maybe do some of that. Anyway, I'm going to get these packed up. I'm going to make. Can I make? Yeah, give it. Oh, I don't know. I'll have to see if I can find a box. I knew I was getting rid of base plates for a reason. Just awkward. I meant to get those pizza boxes a way back, but I never did. It's my own fault. Anyway, let's crack on. Good evening. It's not Wednesday. Jeez, it's Tuesday. I've done that all day thinking it was Wednesday and tomorrow was Thursday, but it's not. It is Tuesday evening, and it's another. I don't do any picking on a Tuesday, and then I've done the picking. I did put in another. I think I put in another 4 smaller orders last night. Probably around 4,000 more parts went in. And this is what's arrived today. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more orders come in, and my subscription for the Die More labels. There is a few more gifts with purchase arrived, and there's more coming, but that might be winter gazebo. That included those poly bags from the Christmassy looking poly bags, which are absolute not for me. But anyway, they're already in the store. And I've picked 4 orders, this one being the largest at 500 and something parts, but only like 7 lots or something like that, clearing me out of dark blue tiles, an odd number of those green things, a whole load of tan stuff, and some trans-clear tiles. Yeah, dark blue, light blue, some trans-clear tiles in that one as well. Planty kind of foresty thing there. And then this one was a load of black bricks and light blue grey things. So that's good. 4 orders. We are tracking at slightly down. Well, quite a lot down, really, on the previous month. But then November seemed to be crazy. Julian has given me kind of the November market data for Australia. So I'm going to do a market-specific store report, including a focus on some of the featured stores. Obviously not Brick's Warehouse, because they were closed for the entirety of November, although they are back open and up and running. From memory, they weren't the biggest seller of the last week, even though they were open for its entirety, which is a very interesting fact. Because it's Tuesday and I don't pick on a Tuesday, I talk some rubbish, don't I? I do usually end up picking on a Tuesday. There is one parts order from yesterday which I'm going to put into the store before I pack up for the night. I'm trying to decide. I think I might add these to the part out pile. Obviously part out patrol number 2 is already parting this one out, so I might just put them in the store on the cheap. No idea. Well, I do know what some of these are from, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. Whole heap of overflow, which I'm going to have to sort out and do reallocation once this unpacking is completed. And I was just testing out some base plate arrangements. Obviously wouldn't be using long plates here, but essentially I have got a long plate on that panel, and then I've got a bracket, a white bracket that will sit there, and then I've got a white panel with center divide which sits on there to elevate them off of the base plate, and that allows them, I think, to stand on there, not echo though. So I'm thinking that's going to need another, like either a brick or a brick with stuff. No, because then I'd have an open end, wouldn't I? I just need to figure out a way to do that. That's nice. It looks good on a normal figure. Like, it looks tidy. They're a little way off, which is good. But certainly when you can't see all of that, it'll look neat and tidy. I've seen it somewhere done where someone had a logo in the background, and I can't find a reference for it, so I need to keep hunting for that. That order is for collection tomorrow. This one is for, you remember someone asked me to hunt down parts. Well, this is the 3rd batch of parts I've hunted down for them. So that's pretty good. All of that needs sorted out. It is bin day today as well, so I can get rid of, well, I can't get rid of any more recycling because the recycling bin is full to busting. But so tomorrow being Wednesday, obviously a bit of a chance to catch up on some certain things. Obviously all of those parts. There are some PAB orders downstairs as well to put away. There's the storage shelves there, the new drawers to get in the store as well. There's enough to do, isn't there? And there's a new minifigure thing to go in there, and as you can see, the boxes just keep piling up. So that is pretty much it for a Tuesday. I'm actually quite tired. It's been a long hot day, so I did do some of that wanted list yesterday, but I kind of ran out of steam, and that's kind of how I'm feeling right now as well. So I'm going to try and put that stuff away first, and then I'm going to call it a day, and I'll be back here bright and breezy in the morning. That collection is at like 7:45 a.m. Man, that's some good service, isn't it? But that's where we're at. So I shall catch you in the morning. Good morning, Wednesday, 6:17 a.m. That's what Lloyd says. I don't have a Lloyd. One order in overnight. I did put one small order away, and I did back over here, and I did start numbering the second minifigure draw. I got up to 84 and I gave up. It was too much hard work last night. So we've got parts to put in. We've got one order to do. Got the post for this to be sorted. It's a 600 odd part order, 35 lots, off to India. So a bit of a scramble from the Indian Bricklink market, perhaps, given that Lego Bricklink, the world's biggest Lego store, has ditched 35 countries, which is 70% of the world. Seems to be the only ones really kind of vocal about that are India and South Africa, interestingly. And whilst Bricklink have apologised, no, they have apologised, and they have pushed it out till the end of January, I think, as opposed to Friday, the 12th was the original the date that they set. And they've removed all fees for sales on those markets. But given that they've already identified those as really low volume sale markets, it's no skin off an $8 million a month business, is it? So you can't help but feeling a little bit sorry for everybody. But Bricklink's loss is Brick Owl's gain. I know that they have had to do some removals of PayPal to allow people to set up other payment methods because of withholding taxes and things like that. But maybe that'll see a little bit of an increase in people on Brick Owl, and maybe in turn that'll increase traffic and sales there. Who knows? Maybe even some further development on the product. Although, with their data analytics and stuff that they can give you, they're already far beyond what Bricklink offers. So, that was all very serious for this time in the morning, wasn't it? Got a pick up this morning from the guy who I was sourcing parts from. I am going to get my hair cut today. Pre-Christmas haircut before my mum arrives. So I'll not look nice and neat and tidy. She's a while away, but anyway, the hair's got a little bit out of control in the last however long that's been since I had it cut. None of this you really need to know. So I'll shut up, get this order picked, the postage done, and then everything else that needs to get done. Okay, picked 30 odd lots. Took me about 20 minutes because of all the counting. Clearing me out of 16 by 16 light blue grey and dark blue grey paste plates. Predominantly plates in that one, a few tiles, but this one's predominantly bricks with a few tiles in there as well, and then a little bit of tan, a little bit of olive, a little bit of dark tan. And this one, getting the tile, this might be my first order to India. Anyway, a few things added to the wanted list as a result up there, as you can see. And then this is the next bit that's going to change. So I'm going to change this up before I start adding any more parts or anything like that. Postage to do, and then shift this around. So we've got the 4 new drawers to go in there. I've actually got another 60 drawer unit, which I'm just going to keep on backlog because they are getting harder to find. Bill sent me a message that Bunnings here in Australia, I say it every time, Bunnings is just like a hardware store, you know, barbecues, tools, wood, stuff like that. Anyway, are starting to sell a drawer which is similar, but it's coloured, it's in black, and that would mess with my OCD of the system here. And as you can tell by all the stickers, I am quite OCD. Although there are times when I go, oh, what would a barcode system do for me? I know Noah has always suggested, or at least when he was here, suggested I should go to barcodes because it minimises errors. And yeah, you occasionally have a drawer that you've not labelled right, but yeah, I'm I'm not sure how it eliminates errors. So if you know the good and the bad of barcodes, leave a comment down below or send me an email. Genuinely fascinated. Not that I fancy relabeling every drawer and changing all the remarks, but I am interested. I don't know why, just kind of something to explore, but not wholeheartedly. Anyway, a quiet week is continuing. It's, yeah, ebbs and flows. December, isn't it? So people are probably thinking about Christmas presents and Christmas parties and stuff like that rather than buying parts. So not a bad week, but certainly quieter than November was. But we are ticking along nicely so far. So let's get everything cracked on, and I'll catch up with you later today. Okay, time is 8:30 a.m. so a couple of hours on. All of those parts are now away, just the pab stuff downstairs to deal with. 824521. Decent. Yeah, so vinyl labels need putting away. All of that's looking tidy. This is now being arranged. Did I show you that already? Can't even remember. Wow. I've only had one coffee. Maybe that's the problem. Anyway, so they're all... so that was a hole before, earlier on. Now it's filled that side. And as we go around here, you can see the two drawers that we had are starting to fill up, which still leaves us with 5 and a bit really around this side, which is good capacity moving forward, along with having added in a couple of drawer inlays in the week. So there are spaces along here in 24, 41, 48, 62, is that down there? Yeah, 62 and 68. I think 68 is completely empty, to be honest. Yeah, awesome. So we are tracking nicely. Just got to jump on. One collection's been done as well, which is good. So thanks, Ryan. I don't know whether you watch this stuff or not. Actually, seems like a busy guy, but a really nice fella. Always a pleasure to deal with. And yeah, so I'm going to go and get the pad boxes from down in the front room. The benefit of the wife being away is that the whole house can now become a storage unit. And it does look like that downstairs, unfortunately. And then once I've got all that pab in, I need to start tackling this mountain of excess parts, which, you know, they're good. They're all literally quality sellers and stuff like that. But having the capacity for everything in stock all at once is nigh on impossible. So whilst the instructions need sorting out for the 2 new instruction storage boxes that we've got, I might have to use OF31, which is overflow 31, for all of this bulk overflow. But I'm going to have a little work through some of the boxes, try and consolidate. It was like that before. Tiles and plates and things like that were all in separate boxes, so they were easy to access if you were short on an order. You know, someone cleared out the drawer but you knew there was another 100 or so, you knew there'd be an overflow. So there we go. I should say that Indian order was actually from Brick Owl, so maybe that's the start of the impact on Brick Owl. People from Bricklink in other countries moving to Brick Owl, and not everyone doing that, so a limited market for them. And then if they're going to have to order overseas, they're going to order from stores which can give them more of their order at once, which does favour bigger stores with more lot counts, or just stores with more lot counts. We'll maybe have a little look at it later on. I was looking at the scale of stores and where I'm sitting. It's amazing how much most people have grown recently. I think I'm down to number 9, even though we're in the 800,000s. But again, a couple of those over the million are very small order numbers. And as we've kind of looked at previously, yeah, an interesting business model, like not necessarily high volume if you look at their average price point as well. I'm nerding out, sorry, it's very early, still fresh, you see. You know, Wednesday, the sun is out, it is bloody hot already. I think it's going to be in the 30s today, so the walk to the post office will be a nice little outing. But other than that, we're just going to crack on getting the rest of these parts in so that we can get to clearing up this area, because it looks a mess. And I'd like it to look neat and tidy when my mum arrives next week. So she calls it the warehouse. So I need it to look spick and span when she arrives, you know. Mothers and their sons. 12.35. Thank you, Lloyd. Is that an in-joke that I should stop? Probably, isn't it? Anyway, we are into the new minifigure cabinet. Some way down that first row, but that's good. All new stuff going in. There's one of these that I need to find. Hang on. That one. Need to find one of these because I need to update the wife. It's much more her hair colour. So, do you know what you're looking up there? We have a man and wife minifigure to celebrate that, but that's much more her hairstyle. So, yeah, these are the things. I mean, look at the tan I've got in there. Never been that tanned in my life, nor have I worn gloves. Anyway, small thing, isn't it? Keeps me entertained. Little projects that you have. Right, so those drawers are in and looking good. These 80 drawers are almost full as well, which is a bit of a shocker. But then there's a lot of things just piled into ones and stuff, you know. A lot of Santa hats up there and visors. A lot of good stuff in there. But we are fully labelled around this side. We are up to there, but there's not a lot of room back here, so you'll have to bear with me. If I go this side, maybe I can step into the bathroom. There you go. Beautiful. So I always say we're at capacity, and we are, but you could get a drawer, like that's the wardrobe end, the wardrobe door end. You could get drawers on the end. But you'd squeeze, but you could get them on, and I think you get another 3 down the end. Think about it. Future expansion. Look, I honestly thought we would easily fit 1 million into what we had. It hasn't worked out quite like that. I think because we've got, I don't know why. I thought it would. Where are we up to here? We are start of the 3rd column on that, with only that to go. Yeah, so those small drawers are thinning out in terms of quantity. I remember when this whole aisle was empty. Didn't feel like it was that long ago. But, you know, it's par for the course, isn't it? It's how it develops, how it grows. You know, that we've got some room in some containers, you know, things like that could get sorted out and changed around. So there's room. It could become a little bit trickier to manage as we go forward, but you know, we're here for it, aren't we? Not just the rants. I've got any rants today. In my Lego orders there were a couple of pieces missing. Like there was a one of a cone, and there was like one of those big kind of Millennium Falcon cones, and there was a whole lot. There was only 10 of them, but they were all missing. So I've sent a message off. They're usually pretty good in just getting that sorted and firing them back out to you. So we're onto the less glamorous jobs, which I've kind of wanted to do this week, which was around instructions. Let's go back over here. Where are we going? Into here, I think. So there are just instructions strewn around because I didn't have anywhere to put them. But now that we have 13 and 12 for instructions, they're going in there. So I need to pull these out. I think most of these have been scanned. I'm not entirely sure. Some of them might not. Anyway, I need to pull these out and then check their location and change it on the directory. So that will be a project. There are some packages coming today, this afternoon. So maybe there'll be more parts. If they are, I'll put them in. But those are the 2 priority jobs right now before we get into the mammoth task of reallocation and stock taking kind of overflow. So I'll change this and then do some actual work. Okay, so I continued sorting out some of that stuff, got to the point where all of these instructions need scanning. Just trying to figure out how to do that without it linking to the Bricklink store, because I don't think you get the points if that's the case. 3 orders arrived. This one looking like it's come suspiciously from Venezuela, probably. If you asked certain presidents, he would claim that anything drug related came from there. Where's those pharmaceutical companies? Anyway, first of these has arrived. That seems to be super quick. Good little minifigures. I like the little saxophone on that one. Cute little jumper on that. Nice little sweater on that. It's good, isn't it? Anyway, I'm going to add that to the store. It's a nice little build. It's one of the best GWPs, or gift with purchase, the rest of us. Nice innovative little Christmas tree thing as well. Yeah, they've done a nice job on that one. Anyway, 3 more to add in. I have been through and sorted all the parts. They're down there, some of them anyway. And then the other ones are up here. So we've got tiles in there. That is overflow of things that don't fit in boxes. There is a lot of it. And then through here, what I've discovered is I can now get 3 of these in. It's a bit tight for getting that one out. You've got to do a bit of Jenga to get this middle one out. But anyway, it's more random things. That is a whole bag of Technic pins. And that one is empty. So that's decent. And that means I could get another one up there, which might be needed for instructions. I'll be honest, the way this is all panning out. Which means this is looming. I went and got my haircut. I do look fetching now. But there was 3-4 parcels at the post office as well. So there's more coming. Just have to try and keep up. But that's the name of the game. So I'm going to try and get these in the store before I pop out with the car to get the stuff. There's another collection at about 4. So that needs to be done. And then I need to start clearing rubbish. This is starting to look a little bit clearer. I just found one of these. I've been tidying up all these CMFs. Put some in the store, but I don't know what that one is. I think I pulled some out to keep. Anyway, right, more parts. Okay, so parcels. Yeah, there was a Onyx Cinder that I bought on Black Friday at a bit of a discount. I just wanted to get that for its minifigures, and that came with these 2 polybags again, so they'll go in the store. In here is one that is a whole load of Jewel on Peridia. And one of these, maybe that one, is, or that one, not sure, one of them, is from Shannon over at Every Little Brick. He was selling a gingerbread 8080. So I got that along with some parts. I had a little play with these, kind of laying them out. There's the kind of the Rebels / Ahsoka version. Maybe that one needs to be bigger to have more of the Ahsoka characters, like the Death Troopers and stuff like that. Don't know, might need to be a bigger one. 32 by 32 type affair. Then we've got Bad Batch. So who's missing from Bad Batch? We're missing Cad Bane. We're missing the little droid that bugs around a little bit. And other than that, I'm not sure. I'm going to have a little think about that. There's that kind of Jedi lady that looks like she could do with eating something at the end of it. Can't remember her name. I want to say Ace Ventura, but that's not it. Anyway, her. But I can't think of who else to go on this one. So ideas down below. And then we've got Rogue One. Obviously, at the moment, we are missing some key characters from Rogue One. But they will arrive, like Luthen and all of those types. Anyway, again, that could easily be a 32 by 32, couldn't it? Yeah. Who else? Aelin Gerso, is that what you call him? No, Galen Erso, Jyn Erso. They need to go in here. Unfortunately, Galen is a bloody expensive minifigure right now. Jyn, definitely want her in there. And I quite like, the one that looks like a snowman. He's pretty cool. I'd like him in there. But again, then you could broaden it out, couldn't you, to other characters that were in there in Rogue One and then Andor the series. Dedra would be a good one to get in here. Who else? Dedra. Trying to think now. Oh, K2SO, obviously. Luthen, we need to get him in there, and Cassian himself, obviously. So yeah, I'm just working along with that, so that's all good. I don't know what week it was. I said, oh, you know, regular buyers. I was chatting about regular buyers, and I mentioned that Kiwi Phil hadn't placed an order in ages, and then 223 lots, 1,413 parts. That is going to keep me busy. There's another couple of orders in, 3 lots and 6 lots respectively, so I'm going to pick them now, and then that is going to be me for the day. It's been a long day. We've put a lot of parts in, done some good sorting out, but it is hot as hell today. It was 33 when I walked down to the post office and to get my hair cut, so time for a rest. I'm trying to think what else is in here. They've stuck a label over where they would be. Who's that one? Oh, I think this one's a pretty cool one. This one's international. This one came from the United Kingdom. I think that one is worth opening. Hang on. Specialist, this me, tell you. Oh, right, hang on. I'm just going to put you down a second. Let's hope it is what I think it is, eh? Not something else. Brown paper. Bit of packaging. Oh no, it's not. It's not what I thought it was. There you go. Who's that from then? It's actually a Christmas present. Oh, from Brick Owl. Oh, hey. Look at that. Do not open until the 25th of... Merry Christmas from Brick Owl. My goodness. Awesome. That's a bit of a treat, isn't it? I thought it was going to be a load of pearl dark grey weapons. A little bit different, but there you go. Nice. Okay, 2 orders picked, a couple of capes and some printed stickers, not sure, either or. Small parts order there. As I say, Kiwi Phil's still to do. There is the gingerbread 8080, that's a keeper. And then I've got 4 of these in various conditions. Just trying to figure out which one's in the best nick for me to keep. This one looks like it's had a spider on it quite badly. What about this one? Again, looks like it's had some kind of spider on it, which probably means this one. This one's probably the one in the most decent nick, so that's the one I'll keep. Those 3 are going to get parted out. More presents have arrived in what is quite a humbling package. There's 3 little parcels in there for me. Thank you ever so much to the person. You know who you are, and I now know who you are because I figured it out. But yeah, really appreciate that. Feels very Christmassy all of a sudden, which is lovely. Yeah, that's delightful. Can't believe it. Love it. Thanks so much. And yeah, incredible. Right, I've put those parts away because I thought, well, it was 6, not yet 7, so let's just go for it. 3,737 parts about to go into the store. I'm not sure where that will take us in terms of number, so let's just get it all up there. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'll do that tomorrow. It's not a big deal if they don't get added now, those 2 poly bags. Let's get into this. Add that into there, send out the notifications, and let's have a little look what that means for the store. It's been a good day for getting feedback. People are feeding back today for some reason. Anyway, where are we at? 832,834 parts. Whew. Incredible. Wow. It has been an epic couple of weeks in getting stuff in the into the store after that huge order that came out. Yeah, great stuff. So I'm going to call it a day now. Literally, honestly, I am. I'm going to go and make some dinner and just chill out for a bit. Thursday tomorrow. I don't pick on a Thursday. I'm going to see if I do or not. I might do a little bit, might not. Depends what comes in. I'm off on Friday, so I don't have to do anything else other than store stuff, and I'm meeting Rickie for a couple of beers at lunchtime, so we shall see. Alright, I'll catch you tomorrow. Nice and early Friday, start to the busy weekend underway. That was what was in the orders. Nothing majorly exciting. Those were a bit hard to find, but anyway, you'd be amazed how long it took me to figure this out last night, how to get it equidistant on a 32 by 32, which means you could get 15. So I'm just going to relook at that, whether or not I actually need the ribber or not. That is that order of parts that I missed post Armageddon order, which is decent. To have finally got that fixed up. I had those out because you can't actually do these lids with one hand, he says, and then does it. What was I going to say then? Yeah, so I'm going to start with the two orders, Kiwi Phil's order and the other one, and then we'll just crack onto that. I need to get a coffee though. So that's my first port of call, and then I'm getting stuck into these two larger orders and anything else that came in overnight. I'm not sure if anything did. There was one shipping request for a set, so we'll see if that goes through. It was the record player one, so it's quite a wieldy box, so postage was in the medium bracket because of the size and weight, so we'll see. Sometimes that's a bit of an off-put for people, but we're up and running on this crazy Friday. Okay, just gone 8 AM, just the last one to pick, 16 lots, 1,643, which means I've cracked through that fairly decently. 223 lots in, started about 7, so about an hour. That's pretty decent, I reckon. Yeah, also picked that small order there, just a few tiles and bits and pieces in that one, but predominantly light blue grey in Kiwi Phil's order, a little bit of red, blue, yellow, dark blue grey, a little bit of white. Kind of it's unusual when you get that kind of quantity that you don't also have an awful lot of dark blue grey, so that's interesting, unusual, noteworthy. A lot of plates and stuff like that in black as well, probably the construction of whatever this is, so nice job. Right, I need to figure out whether or not I need a bigger frame, so I'm just gonna try and figure out how many figures you could possibly have for an Andor thing. And I think kind of Andor stroke Rogue One probably grows arms and legs, because you've kind of got Rebel troopers, you've got I can't remember his name, the guy that was in prison with Andor and then was in the army with Andor. You've got Dedra and the other creepy fella whose name has also escaped me now. He's got kind of like a IT name, hasn't he? No offense to anyone in IT, but you know what I mean. We've got Death Troopers, we've got Krennic, we've got him, but there's kind of like a broader audience or broader canon, I don't know, for Andor stroke. Those are the only figures in Andor sets. Not sure how you'd display the droid. Anyway, Rebels and Ahsoka, kind of, you could easily 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You could easily go huge on that as well. So yeah, decisions, isn't it? Anyway, I need to go to the shops anyway, last minute Christmassy present type things before all of that gets a little bit mental. It's Friday morning, so hopefully it's not kind of psycho weekend kind of action. So I'm gonna just get my together and then head out and do that stuff, then come back and pick that final order before getting the post ready, before I go and have a few beers in the afternoon, which I haven't done for such a long time. This is what I was talking about, the different base plate as opposed to the small bracket, whereas if I use that with this footstand, which does mean I would need a 48 by 48 white base plate, which seemed to be quite hard to find, as I said yesterday. Anyway, that's where we're at. So I'll crack on, and if there's anything interesting at the Lego store or something like that, because I will drop in there, I'll let you know. Okay, back from my adventures, total waste of time. Did manage to pick up a frame and a they're not called ribbit anymore, they're now called the same as those ones. That threw me for a long time. What were these called? Something like Shanhead or something like that. Anyway, took ages to try and find that. Lego store was absolutely rubbish. Picked up some of the gold Santas, so yeah. Only had one 48 by 48 base plate in the entire Lego shop in light blue grey. I mean, it's a Lego store, really. Yeah, it's a continual disappointment carrying up, although they did have Gizmo, Wicket, Black Pearls coming out of their ears, Starship Enterprises up the wazoo, and what was the other thing that I saw? Wicked Brickheads, which apparently are hard to come by, but dead loads. Anyway, so if you're looking for those, carrying up your place. That came in whilst I was out. Classic kind of, don't know, it has a classic Lego feel to it, doesn't it? And then this one is the other large one, which is a lot of grills. Reddish brown, medium nugget, dark red, sand green, orange, flat silver. There's some dark grey in there, dark blue grey, and then green tiles, and clearing me out of those. So that's a curious one, isn't it? That's the orders picked. A few things on the wanted list. I'm going to cover that off because the little tool that I was testing for BL Metrics is now live for premium members, so we'll have a look at that in a minute once I've done the postage. All right, as I mentioned, BL Metrics has rolled out to premium members the pick-a-brick function. So if you are a premium member, this is now available, and if this is something that you're interested in, then have I got a deal for you. I have a 50% discount off your first month's subscription. You can give it a try, see how you like it. I think once you try it, you'll never go back. The functionality that you've probably seen on other vlogs is certainly game-changing at certain levels. Essentially what this pick-a-brick model is looking at is the unit price from lego.com versus the 6 months average price from Bricklink. So parts that haven't yet attained a 6 months 6 months average don't feature on this, but parts that have been up and running for a little while do. And it gives you the unit price for pick-a-brick, and then the average price on Bricklink, and then it will give you a percentage. So a minus percentage means that it is cheaper by 15% on lego.com. And then if you look at the smart pricing, that is set. If you know, there's a couple of other things you need to do in your store here, and then it gives you a sell-through rate which is 100%, but that will probably mean that there is an awful scarcity, a scarcity of the part. So for example, this one, which I am running low on, its 6 months average on Bricklink for new is 25 cents. Over on Lego it is 11 cents. Yes, you have to wait longer and all of that, but anyway, so let's just put in that reference and watch this kind of come up with its thing. So there we go. So it's saying it's 12 cents on light blue, dark blue. Where's dark blue? There it is. 11 on lego.com, 21 on Bricklink. God, I'm all over the place this morning. It's because I'm thirsty and dehydrated. That's a 48% cheaper to purchase, and its sell-through rate is 8%, so it's not a massive seller. Obviously there is an awful lot of parts on lego.com and an awful lot of parts on Bricklink, so you kind of need to know what you're doing, and you also need to know what you're restocking, which for those of you that kind of follow along, you know I have this system that's very manual, and I have a pricing sheet that goes with it which tells me the values of which I want to purchase at. Yes, it's all very analog, but that's pretty much where I'm at. This allows me to sense check that even quicker, rather than having to jump across between the two as I was doing. I can now look at this and go from there. So and there's other filters you can have. You can have if it's in my inventory, not in my inventory. Anyone that's familiar with the BL metrics stuff will be into that. Anyway, as I say, discount code on screen for you. Jump over to blmetrics.com. There is a Facebook group as well where there's a fair bit of kind of testing and sharing of intel here and there. Julien has done some explainer videos up here in guides if you want to get through that as well. And there's a lot of things that you can figure out. So it's good stuff. Anyway, happy to share that. It's literally came out overnight, so this is brand new for premium members. Okay, wanted list stuff done, and a couple of parcels collected whilst I went to the post office because Aramax can't deliver, and they've sent it to some other skanky random pharmacy in the middle of a shopping centre, which literally looked like you were going to catch something. My life. Anyway, we'll look at those later, along with parts here and whatever the parcels that are due to arrive today will be. But that's me packing up for the day, off to the pub with Rickie. I might be back later on. I don't know how long or what his intentions are. He's got a comedy gig tonight, so perhaps just a couple of Swifties. Anyway, I'll see you back here in a little while.
Good afternoon. Is it afternoon? Let me just check. Not yet. It's not quite afternoon. Saturday, there's only been one order in overnight, this being that. This or that? Is it this or that? I don't know. Feels like Snoop Dogg. Maybe I'm thinking that because I was watching that Sean Combs thing. A few more of those have arrived. Lovely. Everyone's happy with that, aren't they? I think those will be a part out at some point in the future for the part out patrol, but we will see. I did put away parts, another bunch of parts last night. That drawer needs to be put away. 6, 7, 8. Let's just head over here. 6, 7, 8. There we are. We're already on the second row of those. Away we go. You saw that yesterday. I haven't done anything else. I've just come off speaking to Shannon over every little brick. Just chatting about BL metrics and Bricklink closing countries and all of the stuff that we just love to gasbag about, really. So that's the order done. There's only one. Let's wrap things up. Okay. It is the end of the week. Saturday afternoon is just about to strike. I wanted to just say thank you to everybody. Thank you especially to Rickie yesterday for the catch-up and the Christmas party, sort of. He did suggest that I'd maybe come across as a bit of an arsehole talking about the part out patrol, and felt I should clarify that I am paying them by the hour as opposed to by the part out. So yeah, it's by the hour based on me kind of having an assumption of how many parts they can do per hour. So if that was unclear, it is now not. There was one question as well from Micah Bricks or something like that. Where's that gone? Let me find it. There it is. Mickey and Blix asking me what software do I use for the vlogs. It's literally just iMovie. I just use my phone, record stuff, and then dump it into here, chop it up, put the slide in between, stuff like that. There's nothing more fancy than that. Don't do After Effects and things like that. It's far too complicated. So there we go. Week 50 done and dusted. We've added in a chunk of parts, probably another 30,000 parts, which is really good. Keeping the pace up as we go into the end of the year. The store is going to be closed from the 24th of December, obviously, through to maybe like the 2nd of January or something like that. I'm going to take the time out, just chill out, relax. So if you want to put an order in before the festive break, get on with it. If not, I will see you back here tomorrow, which is next week, for more of the usual nonsense. If you've got any comments, topics and stuff you want me to talk about in this week's chit chat, leave them down below. Equally, like and subscribe to help support the channel, and I'll see you back here next week. Thanks very much.